Targaryens and their history is one of the more fleshed out stories in A Song of Ice and Fire, but like TV or movie adaptations, backstory and lore are the first to get cut out. So let me fill some of you guys in. One of the major plot differences between the books and the show is Daenerys' abilities. In the show, she's immune to fire, giving her the nickname the Unburnt. This caused a lot of people to think that all Targaryens have this unique trait, when they really don't. Her brother Viserys' death cleared this up, along with Jon Snow getting burns from a lantern. We also see Maester Aemon Targaryen being cremated after his death. In the books, Targaryens are also not immune to fire, but the major difference is Daenerys doesn't have this power, just like the rest of her family. The only reason it was a debate was because, like in the show, she walked into the pyre with dead Drogo, Mirri Maz Duur, her dragon eggs, and walked out alive with newly hatched eggs. After a fan asks the author George Martin, he explains it once and for all to end all the debates and speculating. He says, Targaryens are not immune to fire. The birth of Dany's dragons was unique, magical, wondrous, a miracle. She is called the Unburnt because she walked into the flames and lived, but her brother sure as hell wasn't immune to that molten gold. He later adds that this probably won't happen ever again. What he doesn't go on and explain is whether or not Targaryens have a higher tolerance to fire and heat. This is a big debate in the A Song of Ice and Fire community. Valyria was covered with volcanoes, so that could validate it. This theory is around only because Daenerys has minor burns on her hands from Drogon's fire. If Dragonfire was blown onto any other person, there's no way they would survive. Daenerys is only left with blisters. If the Targaryens really do have magic flowing in their veins from their magic practicing ancestors, that could explain this strange moment. It would make sense that Dragonfire doesn't affect them very much since they are the only ones able to hatch them. But there is more to this topic concerning Targaryens and fire. Every house has their sigil and words. House Stark is Winter is Coming, House Baratheons is Ours is Fury, and House Targaryens is simply Fire and Blood. The Targaryens haven't been in Westeros as long as the other great houses, who have been around for thousands of years. Valyria, where they originate from, had very different customs, and magic was a very important role in their rise to power. Blood magic was a common practice, and they even incorporated fire magic to do things like create Valyrian steel. Blood magic is pretty much exactly what it sounds like, some dark and creepy magic using someone or something's blood to do a variety of things. We've seen blood magic used by Melisandre using Gendry's king blood, and used to tell the future by Maggie the Frog. We've seen Mirri Maz Duur use a horse's blood to keep Drogo alive. What the Valyrians did with blood magic was a lot more messed up. They would make female slaves mate with beasts to create half-human, half-beast offspring. The Dragonlords of Valyria were pretty cruel. Fire and blood is a result of crossing a Targaryen army when their dragons were still around. Their connection with fire grows deeper when glass candles are introduced in the story. A lot more of the fantasy side to the series is cut out of the show, so a lot of the viewers have no idea what these candles even are. Glass candles, or obsidian candles, are magical items used to do some wild things. For a while, they are not burning, and only start to burn once again not too long after Dany's dragons hatched. The sorcerers of Valyria use these magic candles to see around the world, communicate with others like cell phones, and enter people's dreams. The Maesters of the Citadel have 3 glass candles that they brought from Valyria before the Doom blew it all up. In the last book, Daenerys is visited by Quaithe, and it's most likely she used this method to enter her dream. After she speaks with her, she informs her that the glass candles are burning. It's thought that dragons increase the power of magic in the world, so it can be argued that the extinction of dragons caused the glass candles to lose their power. And well, that's exactly what happened with the production of Wildfire. The alchemists responsible for creating it say the existence of dragons make their work a lot more efficient. Targaryens also have a connection with Wildfire, even though they're not the ones to make it. Daenerys' father, the Mad King Aerys II, had an obsession with fire, but especially Wildfire. He planned on destroying King's Landing with Wildfire when it was looking like he was about to lose the war. Jaime Lannister was around to stop him from that ever happening, however. He would use wildfire in his executions of people he was suspicious of, instead of ordinary means like beheadings. He wasn't the only Targaryen to play with fire. His grandfather, Aegon V, used wildfire to try to hatch some dragon eggs so their family would have the power they once had. This failed and cost him and his eldest son their lives. They were burned to death by the uncontrollable fire. Even Aegon V's older brother Aerion died from wildfire when they were younger. He drank a cup of the extremely flammable substance, thinking it would turn him into a dragon. Aerion was one of the notoriously mad Targaryens. Their words, fire and blood, fit them well. Well, that's it for this video, and I hope you enjoyed this one, and if you're looking into knowing more about the Targaryens and magic, I made a video a while back talking about wolf and dragon dreams, which you can watch by clicking or tapping on the link on your screen. Thanks for watching.